Hello again, everybody. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan. I'd like to welcome you to Macau, China, as we're streaming on TopRank.com, and it's going to be terrific tonight because even our international telecast will still be streaming on Top Rank, so you'll get to see the entire show tonight. Kind of unique. This is Peng making his way in for the first fight. It's a light heavyweight fight. He'll be fighting a fella that likes to be called Mike Van from Sydney, Australia. Got 10 different countries represented tonight, so kind of unusual to have that many countries. And even in a main show, in the three main fights, you've got 6 different countries, 6 different fighters, 6 different languages. It's quite an interesting show. So we're set to go, and we're set to start streaming now around the world. And his Lupe Contreras is standing by to get this underway. A big night of top-ranked boxing. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cordially welcome you here to Cotai Arena, Macau, China, for an evening of World Championship Boxing, proudly presented to you by Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated in association with Seika. La Cerveza Tecate con Carácter, being broadcast worldwide on TopRank.com, and of course our host, the Venetian Macau. These bouts are being sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Commission of China, President Han Jianping. We begin the evening with this bout set for 6 rounds or less in the light heavyweight division. The 3 judges scoring the action are Samson Hu, Danrex Taptasan, Surat Soikraicheng. And our third man in the ring, the referee, is Sawaeng Tawikun. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing blue and white with black trim. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 174 pounds. And in 10 bouts as a professional, he has a record of 7 victories against 3 losses, with 4 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia, Mike the Ruckus Van. Across ring in the red corner, wearing red with gold trim, he weighed in at an identical 174 pounds. And in 9 bouts as a professional, he has 7 victories against 1 defeat, 1 bout even, and 5 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Ulanqab, China, Peng Chu.
What again about the rule? Don't do any foul. Obey my command is important. When I say stop, you stop. When I say break, you 1 full step back and protect yourself all the time. Okay? Third glove.
Sawa Yang from Thailand gives the final instructions to Chu Peng. Mike Van, he's from Australia. Old friend Peter Maniatis has him, along with Glenn Aristides and Mitch Price.
Okay.
This is Peng, 7-1-1 from China. Guy with all the tats is Mike Van. He's coming off a loss, a 6-round unanimous decision to Serge Yannick in Melbourne, Australia. 7-3 for Mike Van to the right of your screen. Peng, 7-1-1, 5 KOs. Peng is an inch taller. The weight's the same at 174. Peng, 4.5 years younger. And he has a 5-inch advantage in reach, believe it or not. And he's coming off a win in April. He stopped Dave Campbell in the first round in Beijing. 10-point must-scoring system, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The fighter must get up following a low blow or he may be counted out. Only the referee can stop the fight. Into any accidental fouls, we'll treat about that later on. Peng landed some shots and Van just holds the arms out. It's a big deal. Peng turned pro in December of 2012 with a 4-round split decision in his debut here in China. Then he went 7 straight fights without a loss to begin his career. 6-0-1.
Step back.
Saw him fight at the Cotai Arena. A split decision to Adrian Robinson after having Robinson down in the first round of that fight. And in April, he stopped Dave Campbell in the first round. Decent boxer is Peng. That right hand through there. Missed that time.
Back.
And bends over.
Books.
Yang from Thailand, very good referee. These Thai and Filipino referees that we have here in the Far East when we box in China, very, very experienced guys because they have a lot of fights in both of those countries, of course. A lot of the real lightweight champions come from the Philippines and Thailand, Korea, China. China just moving in on the scene. This is our first fight, streaming all night from Macau, China. TopRank.com. I know in the United States, if you're watching it live, that it's very early in the morning. It's Saturday night here, and very early Saturday morning on the East Coast of the United States, in the middle of the night on the West Coast. But this is going all over the world, so we're glad that you can be with us. Van gets really rough at the end there, but I think Peng probably did more. We'll see. This is scheduled for 6 rounds, light heavyweight battle. His Peng. Hook on him is a good boxer, decent power.
Trying to load up and throw big punches.
We saw him in that fight against Andrew Robinson after having Robinson down in the first round of that fight here in November of 2014.
Okay? Switch rank by train. Okay?
Mario Francis, Zhang Sukun, and Lin Fei
Tell
all
him
worked that
bring his
corner.
hands. Tell him bring his hands back every time he. Bring your hands back. Bring your hands back. Okay? Come back. Okay?
Say it out! Books.
Peng. And Mike Van is the man from Australia with all the tats on him. Starts out pretty fast. Squares up a little bit. Double jab from Peng. Peng separates his legs a little bit, and this is a big ring. There's plenty of room to move around. And there he goes with a nice jab. That time he drove off that back foot, which I like to see. That jab through. Man looks rough, but he's not landing too much. That hook in there did Van. Touched him up on the forehead. Right hand by Peng just sailed over the shoulder, got a bit of the shoulder, a little bit of the side of the ear. Peng, of course, to the right of your screen, and the red trunks with his back to you. It's Mike Van facing you. Whoa. And windmill with that right hand. Peter Maniatis, so in the far corner says throw the straight right, and guess who comes with the straight right? Peng. He wanted Mike Van to land the straight right, and he got that right hand through. A bit of bruise from that right hand on the left cheek of the Chinese fighter Peng. Nice right hand through that time, and that's exactly what Maniatis called for. Now he goes downstairs. Van needs to jab his way in, though. He's walking in with his hands down, and even though he doesn't respect the power of Peng, the problem is that Peng scores and he counters him when he comes in with his hands down. See, right here, he enters that kill zone, and he's not throwing any punches. See, right there. Needs to jab his way in. Back and forth, decent movement. That time he jabbed, and he got Peng to pull his hands down and duck his head, and he was able to land something. Then the counter right hand by Peng. Nice movement by Mike Van. what I said about Van goes true for Peng. He has a tendency to waltz in without throwing too. See, they're in the hit zone right now and they're not throwing. That's dangerous for both guys. Not much between him there. Maybe Van edged out Peng. That's a pretty close round. Back in the corner of Peng.
Jab right hand, straight on your right, a bit straighter. Tap it on the handle on it. Stop it out. He needs to move more. And he got to use the jab. Use the jab and move.
Well, Mario telling him exactly what he needs to do, and that's jab more, and jab goes on his way in.
Okay? He's ducking. Come up with the uppercut. Okay? Uppercut hook, right hand. Okay? Okay.
Streaming on toprank.com. Glad that you're with us, that you tuned in, and you get up so early in the morning in the United States anyway. This part of the world in China, where it's the Cotai Arena at the Venetian in Macau. And the Colonel Bob Sheridan, our principal's in there, Big Peng. And Mike Van from Australia, Peng from China. Both corners gave their fighters the same instructions. Jab your way in, jab. Got to get a piece of him when you jab for the Chinese fighter, Peng. He's got that wide stance, and if his legs are very wide, you can't get any power with the jab at all, unless you're coming off that back foot. Van drops his hands and gets him to come in, and this is one of the first clinches in the fight. The referee, Sao Yang, didn't even have to say anything to him. They separated just as fast as they grabbed onto each other. First clinch of the fight. We're in round 3. This is scheduled for 6. It's left hand that time by Peng. All of a sudden, Peng looking a little awkward, and as I say that, he lands the right hand. Van is not intimidated by the power of Peng at all. He wants to street fight with this guy. And all of a sudden, Peng looks very awkward. Like his shoulders are sore or something. Land the right hand, but he get countered by a straight left. Might be exhaustion from Peng a little bit here in the 3rd round. Only his 10th professional fight. And the 11th professional fight, so they're well matched. With fatigue, Peng is looking much more awkward. Mike pushes it back to the ropes there, even though he didn't touch it with the jab. Peng doesn't like the pressure on him that Van is bringing. Problem is, Van has a tendency when he gets in the inside to drop those hands, and he's open for the shots upstairs from Peng. There's a corner yelling, hands up, McVan. I don't know. I think Van probably gets that round, but again, close round.
The uppercut's there when he's dropping down. Very good. We need more, but I need more defense, better defense. I need more work off
Saw Peng in those replays. He landed an overhand right, but that's about all he did in that round.
You're looking awesome, mate. The only thing is with the
Double jab, right hand in the front. Hands back up.
stool. Come on, Mick. Pressure. Mouth cut.
All right, here we go to round number 4. This is scheduled for 6 rounds. To the right of your screen is the Chinese fighter, Peng. Mike Van, blue and white trunks, coming towards you. Round 4 action continues. A minute gone by. Sort of one guy lands a punch, another guy lands a punch. Having more shots in this round, they're a lot more successful. Having a decent 4th round here. Second win, that was a hard right hand. This is his best work since the first round. McVan a little short with that one. Trying to hunt the guy down, but Peng in the red trunks to the shot. Straight right hand that time. Nice jab. A lot more successful when the crowd comes to life. See the time remaining in the 4th round. 16, 15, 14 seconds to go here in the 4th. It's been a nice round for Peng. Body shot there. Bottom of the left hook, right hand. Right at the belly, had 2 shots behind the head, and the referee admonishing Van about it.
No, don't do that.
Spit it out. Same blow. Good round. Same blow.
Now, as you take a look at the replays, you see the real solid shots that Peng was able to land. Boom, that right hand, the best one of the fight. Ooh, nice shot.
Hold on a minute. I got you. Listen to me. You can beat him, okay? Don't. Okay? Uppercuts, hook, right hand. Hands up, okay? Okay?
Well, the final instruction from Mario Francis. You heard him. Uppercut, hook, right hand. Now let's see if he can execute it.
One more again.
Pretty close fight to this point. I thought that Peng probably won the first,
Okay,
definitely
one more.
won the 4th.
Okay.
The only definitive round of the fight, and maybe Van got the 2nd and 3rd, but close enough to go either way. So here we are in the 5th round of the scheduled 6-round affair. Light heavyweights. Here's Van on the assault here. He kind of leaps forward with the right hand that time. Not very effective way to throw the punches. A little bit of a, I can't tell if it's a scrape, a little cut by the right eye of Peng. Left hook, right hand. Well, all he's got to do now is mix in that uppercut, and he's done exactly what Mario wanted in the corner. Nice job, gets that jab out there, then covers himself up, pulls back, solid right hand again, grazes the nostrils of Van. Van's game enough. 1 minute gone here in the 5th round. Again, Van from Australia with his back here. Peng from China in the red trunks. They're very concerned about Van dropping his hands. Here is corner Glenn Aristides and Peter Maniatis yelling, hey, keep those hands up, keep them up. He waits and waits, and then again he gets into that hit zone, and he's lucky he wasn't counted that time by Peng.
Come on.
In spite of the fact that the heavier blows have been landed by Peng, Van not showing much respect for him at all in terms of his power. Yet he's felt the power on a couple of occasions by Peng. Nice counter left hand that time, and now Van says to him, you don't want to fight, let's go. Van having a decent round this round, huh? 34 seconds to go. Seems like he's stronger than Peng, but Peng has hit him with better shots during the course of at least the last one. He misses that time instead of dancing, and then Peng takes advantage of it. Well, you know, Mike Van had this round, I thought, won, and then all of a sudden Peng steals the attention of the judges because Mike was messing around, and he can ill afford that, despite, in my opinion, he's too close to that. Now another very close round. I thought that Van was winning most of the round, but we'll see.
Good round, big breath.
That could be one of those split rounds, too.
Get back in your office.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the coach,
Right hand to the body. Up the middle.
The announcement of a ring announcer from Top Rank, Lupe Contreras, announcing the 6th and final round coming up. Here's Van, watch this shot. Boom, off the glove and into the head. One of the better shots of that round, and why I thought that he may have won that round. If the judges saw Van winning the very close 2nd and 3rd round, I've got him ahead by a point going to the 6th round. Both guys need this round desperately. I think it's that close. Mick Van from Australia in the blue and white, and now Peng has certainly seemed to have a second wind here, or a third wind in his case, because he had 2 little slumps during the course of the fight. Up on his toes is Mike Van, and jabbing now better coming in, throwing some punches, and it's much more effective. Kind of an awkward shot that time. Nice right hand by Peng. Any body shots in this, huh, folks? All working to the head. Two minutes to go. Who wants it? This is close. Both guys need this round, in my opinion. Right hand, left hand. Still, Mike Van seems like he's stronger right now, but Peng taking advantage of some shots. A little puffiness around that right eye, and maybe a little gash in the right eye of Peng. It's certainly swollen. Right hand gets through. Oh, a nice right hand. In a strange way he threw it too. He kind of jumped forward and then turned his thumb to the outside when he landed that right hand. Only about the second or third clinch of the entire fight. The heads came together. So the ref says, watch the heads, guys. Uppercut lands. Mario Francis asking for that 2 rounds ago from Peng. Just 50 seconds to go in this fight now. First fight with plenty of action to come here on TopRank.com. They separate, and Van, he wants it. He throws a punch as they're separating. Down to 30 seconds remaining in the fight. Left hook. And catches him with a left hook. Nice job getting that jab through the gloves of Mike Van. Let's see who's going to have the last 10-second flurry now. This fight's almost over. It's all over. I thought Van won the last round as well. So I've got him slightly out in front, but it all depends on how the judges scored 2 and 3, which were really too close to call for me. So this is how the fight started out in round 1. A decent round for Peng, landing some clean shots. By round 3, this is a more even round. They exchanged shots in the third. The 4th round I thought was a Peng round. He had a real good 4th round. I thought that was the most definitive round of the fight, landing that big shot there. 5th round was a close round, but Van landed most of the shots, and in the closing seconds, Van. So, you know, it's anybody's guess as to who's won this fight. Again, it all comes down to the 2nd and 3rd rounds. All right, we'll see how it goes. We're going to Lupe Contreras, who's standing by for the official particulars. Here we are. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 6 rounds here at the Cotai Arena, the Venetian, Macau, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. All 3 judges are in agreement, turning in identical scorecards of 58 to 56 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. From Ulanchabu, China, Peng.
So Peng gets the victory, and as I look at my scorecard, those 2nd and 3rd rounds, they scored for Peng, and Peng gets the victory, 58-56. So a nice win for him. All 3 judges saw it the same way. He wins the unanimous decision. Now we're going to have more boxing action for you on TopRank.com. And remember, even our international telecast, which features the world title fight in there, we'll tell you we got Anthony Satul and Nonito Donaire, Denis Shavakov, and Roy Muklas. And, of course, the big one, Lian Wei Yang takes on Cesar Cuenca. And that's going to be a big fight, 2 undefeated fighters for the IBF world title.